Hey, I'm Alex Radcliffe.
And I am Ricky, today reviewing Unicorn Fever!
Unicorn Fever. Now, I will say, as always, by the way, timestamps down below, but make sure to stick around for the final thoughts part, because this is not exclusively a kids game, not by a long shot. In fact, I would argue it's not really a kids game at all. It's a re-implementation of a game called Horse Fever, and they gave it a very kid-looking... Yeah, there's a game. There's a game called Horse Fever. Well, I mean, this is a better one. It's better. This is a better game than Horse Fever. Better theme, apparently. So Unicorn Fever is a re-implementation of Horse Fever with a very cartoony artwork and a unicorn theme, and combined with the fact that I'm reviewing it with Ricky might make you think that this is a kid's game and maybe not pay more attention. But make sure to stick around to the end of the final thoughts, where you can cover, you'll get my final thoughts and how it plays as a game with regular adult gamers or whoever. But with that said...
my final thoughts.
Well, of course your final thoughts will be there. But in any case, so diving into the game, do you want to explain it?
Not fully.
Okay, so the game takes place over 4 rounds, and the basic goal of the game is to get the most points. The majority of your points are going to be gained through winning races, and then at the end there's some other things as well, like converting your money into points at the end of the game, or various cars or actions, things you'll get throughout the game that will give you different points, but primarily it's going to be through the betting and winning of different races in this game.
The points are glory. There's these little shamrocks.
Yep.
And every time you will make a bet... And Abba, would you like to explain? You will get these. And Abba, would you like to explain how to make a bet?
Sure. So the basic idea of the game is, like I said, 4 rounds. Each round is comprised of its own full race. That's an important thing that not everyone gets off the bat, but it is 4 individual, fully delved out races. And the game's going to go through a few different sequences of each round. The first part of the game, the first part of each of the 4 rounds is going to be taking your actions. Do you want to go through the 5 actions you can take? Uh-huh. Sure, go ahead.
One of them is getting a contract.
Yeah, getting contracts.
You can take one of these. The first one's 3, second one's -3 money, and the last one's -7 money.
And the idea of that is each of these action piles is 5 different actions, which Ricky will explain shortly. But
each of those keep these round to round.
Each of those action piles, the top action is the best of those actions. So you're constantly torn between, do I take the best action in regards to playing spell cards? Do I take the best action in terms of playing contracts? Because the longer you wait, those actions may either not be available, or even if they are available, they'll have a lesser benefit or increased cost to those actions. And so like Ricky said, the contracts is the first idea. Those are these ongoing benefits that you'll get throughout the game that will give you different things. Maybe you'll get more money when you bet on certain horses.
Some of them have a shamrock in the corner. That means they're worth 1 glory at the end of the game.
That's true.
And an example of one is mesmerized. If you place a win bet, you still get to the full reward, even if that one goes in second place.
Effectively making your betting a little easier, which we haven't explained yet, but we'll get to shortly. You want to explain the other actions?
Mm-hmm. The other actions out, or the other actions...
All the 5 other actions you can do.
Another one is taking this. It's taking a magic card. These are all free. This one's 4, the other one's 3. And you start the game with a hand of 4 magic tiles.
5.
5.
Yep, you're always going to have 5 magic cards in your hand at all times, and then different of the actions. This is the main one that lets you play magic cards, but a few of the other actions will as well, and they let you just play magic cards, which are effectively played to the various horses in the game to either positively affect their chances of winning or negatively affect their chances of winning.
And
What, this one action over here?
I forgot what I was going to say.
Alright, so the next action up here is going to be, this action is going to give you, first of all, the first player marker, and then secondly, it'll give you money, and also you play 1 magic card. So if you're running out of money, that is one of the ways you can get more money in the game.
As soon as you place the magic card, you take a new one.
Yes, you always refill your hand up to 5. And so yeah, so this card's going to give you money if you're running out of money. What's the other way you can get money in the game?
A loan, the elf loan.
Yeah.
It's double-sided, so you don't have to take another loan. This is the first. This side is 1 loan. You have to pay 20 coins. And this one's second loan. Oh, wait, they're both 25.
No, what you do effectively is each loan you can take as many as you want. Each loan you take is going to give you 20 coins, and you have to pay back 25 by the end of the game, or else you'll be in the running for not winning. Effectively, in order to be able to win at all, you have to have as few loans, the fewest loans from anyone at the table, which is a short way of saying pay them back.
Paying them back.
Yep. Okay, the next action over here.
Also, every 20 money is worth a point.
Yes. You want to play the next action?
Uh-huh. Another action is taking this. It's place a win bet and get 2... And if you win that, you get 2 extra shamrocks.
Yes, so
win bets give you 5 shamrocks. Early show bets get you 3, and late show bets get you 2.
Yes, and the way betting in this game works is that... Yeah, go ahead.
in the win bets, you take a win bet of which unicorn you think it's going to win. So right now, I'm going to choose the orange unicorn. And you might be confused why. If the unicorn's in last place, why would I bet on it? Well, betting on one in last place on a show bet means whatever I bet on it is worth more. Oh, you also start the game with 10 money.
Yes, you do start the game with money.
So if
Here, let me explain the betting process. So the way betting in this game works is effectively you're taking bets on which of the unicorns will win or show. Show means that they're in one of the first 3 spaces. There's 6 unicorns, so that's effectively 50-50 if you don't account for anything else. But what happens is when the race actually starts, what you're going to do is you're going to be drawing from this deck of cards, which will tell you which number of spots each unicorn will go. So each card gives you a variable number of spots from 0 to 4, I think it is, maybe 0 to 3, and those are all going to be correlated to the chances, the odds of the unicorn. What you can't necessarily see right off top of the camera over here
Blue is first, purple second, yellow's third, green is fourth, red is fifth, and the 6th is orange.
Yeah, and those are just going to affect their relative odds. It doesn't mean that they're for sure moving faster. It just means that based on the cards you draw, they have a slightly higher chance of getting higher numbers, and over the course of multiple card draws, they have a higher chance of winning the race. So Ricky, when she chose to take the win bet of orange, what she effectively did is she's betting on the unicorn that has the lowest chances of winning just based on odds alone as of now.
If I had more than 50 money and I placed 50 on here and I succeeded, then since its odds are times 7, you only multiply it by their place if it's a winning bet. Then I would get, okay, let's see, 350.
350 money. And so the way it works is the win bets are multiplied by their odds. So if you bet on a unicorn that has worse odds and it wins, well, you get more money back, but it has to win. It can't even be second place. But if you bet a show bet, then if the show bets always pay out at ×2, no matter what the odds are, so less of a potential reward. But
that's with the exception of the mesmerize card.
Yes, but so show bets will pay out always at ×2, which is a little easier to get, but less of a reward. Although the glory in all cases is always the same. Like Ricky said already, it's 5 for a win bet, 3 for an early show, and 2 for a late show.
And then you get 7 for a win bet.
If you did this as well, yes. So, and now...
That's how you did it?
Yeah, the way it works with, like you said already, for instance, is some of the cards or abilities or powers will affect those things. So one of the cards you can get is Mesmerize, whereas you win bets even if you come in second, which can give you a lot more flexibility. That's doubling the amount of chances effectively for you to win the game. And so once you're done with all these actions, you're going to take all these actions, going back and forth, placing bets, putting down magic cards, affecting the odds, trying to back whichever horse you've either bet on or you think will win. You also do get some extra money for the horse you own, for the unicorn that you own, but it's a minimal amount.
I was actually picking this one, and Abba was going to get this one.
But then we swapped seats?
I put them in the wrong seats.
Yeah, and so that's a minimal amount. It's either 6, 4, or 2 money, which is, it counts, it helps, but it's not a ton of money in this game. Although, then again, if you place it on a win bet, that could suddenly be 42 money, which is a whole different conversation.
First player 6, second player's 4, 3 players second.
And so from there, once you're done taking all your actions, each player is going to take 3 actions from those actions. What you're going to then do is you're going to start the race. Now, for the race, what you're going to do...
You're going to draw that, started by drawing
that.
Well,
first, what you're going to do is you're going to reveal all the magic cards that have been played. And those are going to be things that range from things that potentially let you cross the finish line more, things that give you an early start in the race.
Line. That one's called Ice Cream Curse.
Sprint cards, which lets you move more when your sprint dice roll. There are a whole bunch of things that manipulate how far you can move forward or back and potentially get rid of other cards. There might be cards that say discard a positive card or discard a negative card. Different things that help buff or hurt the unicorns.
But every magic card has a letter in the corner. If one unicorn has the same letter on the corner, one's a negative and one's a positive, then you discard both of them from the game.
Effectively, those are matches. Things like Sprint +1 and Sprint -1, you just cancel them out and go from there. Then from there, once you resolve all the magic cards, and some will still be in play depending on what the cards are, you start the sequence of...
unlike the Sprint Flying Burst.
Right, you start the sequence of the race itself. So you'll start drawing a card, and in this case, boom, we got a 2, 3, 3, so let's go ahead. Move blue forward 2. Great. Okay, purple moves forward 3. Boom. We have yellow moving forward 2. Green moves forward 2. Go ahead, green 2. Then we have red 2, and finally orange 3. Ricky's bet on orange is paying off because sometimes, again, those are stats across all the cards. Hey. Okay, then go ahead and roll the sprint dice.
The sprint dice look like these.
And go ahead and roll. And we have...
orange, green.
Oh, wow, your orange bet is really paying off. So the sprint dice are an additional, completely even-sided chance of which unicorns will move forward. And if you do roll the same number twice, it still only moves forward one.
And they're glittery.
And they're glittery. So now we're going to go to card 2. You're going to keep doing this. Card 2. Okay, we have blue moving forward 2. We have purple. Go ahead and move purple forward 2. Yellow forward 2. Green forward 3. 1, 2, 3. Red forward 2. And orange forward 2. Roll those sprint dice. And we have purple and purple, which means we move forward once. Now, some of the cards, by the way, some of the cards will benefit your unicorn if you roll their number twice. So you might have a card that says you instantly go to first place, instantly finish the race and go to the first available spot if you rolled double purple on your unicorn.
Or there's a negative version.
Or you go instantly to last place if you roll double. So again, hindering and helping. Okay, let's continue the race. Let's continue the race. And we have the next card. Go ahead. Blue 2.
Blue is 2.
Purple 2.
Purple 2.
We have yellow 3. Yellow's catching up.
Yellow's 3.
1 for red.
1 for red.
1 for green, and 2 for red, and then 2 for orange. Okay.
1, 2.
Roll those dice.
Okay, orange is really doing well.
And we have purple and blue. Okay, purple's heading up, blue's heading up, and let's do another card quickly. Okay. And then we have blue forward 2.
1, 2.
Purple forward 3. Ooh, that's coming just shy of the race.
3.
No, just one short. Okay, we have yellow forward 2.
1, 2.
Green forward 2.
1, 2.
Red forward 3. 1, 2, 3, and orange forward 2.
1, 2.
Roll those dice.
Please be an orange.
Please be an orange. Please be an orange. Please be an orange.
Don't be purple.
Oh, well, orange and purple.
purple.
So purple moves forward there, orange moves forward there, and then let's go ahead. One more card. Okay, and we have purple forward 2. So purple finished so purple right now crossed the finish line, and since it's the only one that crossed the finish line, we instantly move it to first place. It's now out of the race. So now we go to the next card where blue moves forward 2. Okay, purple is already done. Yellow moves forward 2.
Wait, you did it in the wrong order.
No,
Purple does not move up 4.
I know, I didn't. Purple's already done. Okay, then we have 2.
You still move it past.
It doesn't. No, it's already done. It's already all done. It
No, it's blue. Blue is 4.
No, blue's not 4. Blue's purple. Okay. Then we move forward 2 on green. We move forward 2 on red, 0 on red, and 2 on orange, which means orange crossed the finish line. But roll the dice. Let's see if anyone else does. And we have purple and green. So now here's what happened. When you have multiple unicorns that cross the finish line in the same round, what you're going to do is whoever's further ahead is going to move further up the track. And if there's a tie, you resolve in respective chances of their odds. And we go ahead, we keep drawing, and we go ahead and
if their odds are the same,
then
whoever is the one that's farthest, that first place gets to decide.
And so we drew the next card. So we move forward blue 2. We move forward, yellow's going to move forward 2. And then we move forward red by 2. 1, 2. And then we have yellow and blue are exactly... Oh, wait, you have to roll these. Let's see if it's yellow or blue. And there is a blue, which means blue's going to move forward 1 more. It's going to go there. That's going to go there. And then the red's finally going to cross the line and move there. And so that's how our race is going to play out. Now, so this is where it's important to realize...
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Depending on where they are, their odds move up 1 or down 1. If they're lower than their odds, they move down 1. If they're higher than their odds, they move up 1.
Basically,
so
once
now purple's in first place, blue's in second place, so they switched.
Yep.
Yellow is in 4th place.
Orange moves up 1, green stays the same, blue moves down 1, yellow moves down 1.
No, we already moved blue down.
Oh, you're right, we already did move down, and then orange, red was down 1. There we go. Which can result in unicorns having the same odds. Effectively, once they've won or lost, the crowd shifts their favor, and they have a little higher chances or lower chances depending on how the game goes. Now, this is an important part to realize. You bet 50 on orange going first. This is an area where if she had the mesmerized card, she would have won and gotten 350 back, plus 5 or 7 points, which means that first or second thing can really make the difference in the game. That's basically it. That's the game. You're going to do that for 4 rounds and then see who won. You're going to basically, so again, just a quick recap of the sequencing. It's go ahead and take 5 different actions in order to manipulate the race and how things will play out. Go through a full race, reset the odds, rinse, reset, continue for 4 rounds, see who has the most money, pay off your debts ideally, and then try to win the game.
And if you are a person that has minifigures and paints them, and you have kids, then this is a game where you can let your kids paint the minifigures because they're very simple.
All right. So, Ricky, what do you like about the game?
I love the theme, the general idea of unicorns racing across the rainbow.
Yeah.
And I like how it's complicated, but not so complicated that they don't get 100% overwhelmed. They don't get very, very, very overwhelmed the entire game.
Makes sense. So
you only get overwhelmed at the very beginning of the game because of all complication on the board, but it's really simple actually.
Cool. For myself, I like multiple things. I like the short playtime. The short playtime is pretty reasonable. This comes in at roughly an hour, even playing with kids, even in the hour range, which is pretty good. The game teaches fairly easily. The sequencing is pretty simple to get going through. You do want to ideally show people how a race sequences out. You don't have to finish the whole thing, but it's important to remind people that a full race happens every single round. Otherwise, they kind of think that the race is ongoing across 4 rounds, which isn't the case. I like the variable powers that you can get, and there's going to be 5 different races in the base game. You always mix up 2 and put them here, and those are going to give you different benefits. Things like I can look at a unicorn's cards to see what happens there. I can get 2 money every time I play a magic card. They'll give you different unique and competitive advantages that will mix up your playstyle and see who does better or worse in different areas. I like the betting of the game. The betting is a lot of fun and simple to see what other people are doing and then to either ride that bandwagon, which has happened. I mean, my favorite moment of this game by far so far has been the time when we had 3 people going for 1 unicorn hoping they'll win.
And then I destroyed it all.
Wait. I jumped in on that bandwagon and I bet all my money, every single last cent I own, I bet it all in order to jump in on that bandwagon and try to see if I could, get that horse across the finish line and then win like a 6 times odds or something like that.
And then I made sure that the unicorn that everyone was betting on did not win.
She played a bunch of negative cards against that unicorn.
Melody Sweet.
Those negative cards did stop that unicorn from winning. I lost all my money, went bankrupt. Everyone else lost a little bit of money and then still were fine with it because I lost the most money. And Ricky managed to win on her unicorn, which was amazing. So the whole team mindset of trying to figure out which unicorn to back, which unicorn to go with. I like the fact that the odds in this game are present. So there are odds as to which unicorn will be more or less likely to succeed, but those odds aren't so great that it is worth betting on the loser at times. You saw Ricky bet on a second ago right there, the sample round, Ricky bet on the unicorn in last place, and without any modifiers even at the table, she still managed to come in second. Those odds matter, but they're not game breaking. They're just a slight shift in a direction. And I like, I think those are the things I like.
And something we forgot to mention, the unicorn in last place goes into fever mode, which is why the orange one is purple car with a rainbow disco ball on top.
Yeah, that's basically.
And they get an ability. Orange's ability is if you place a show bet of 20 money or less on this unicorn and it is successful, you gain ×3 instead of ×2.
Yeah, basically each unicorn has its own unique fever ability that when it's in last place, gets its unique competitive advantage.
And in the case that the green unicorn is in last place, its fever is exactly the same as that mesmerized card I told you about. When bets placed on this unicorn are successful, even if it ranks in 2. I understand that because it looks really adorable.
So that is basically what we like about the game. What do you not like about the game?
Nothing really.
Nothing really. Well, that's pretty simple. Okay, nothing really. So for myself, there's a few things I don't like about the game. The first and biggest is going to be the artwork. And I know you love the artwork. My problem with the artwork is...
I'll say I love the artwork.
This is a game that I think is genuinely fun for families, and I think it's genuinely fun for regular game groups. It's it reminds me almost like Stockpile to a degree. It has that aspect of light fun, light strategy, and accessible, and it really is. There is strategy and choices and also craziness. This is almost like a party game that you can pull out as a starter or ender to your typical game night. But I think the theme is going to kind of scream that this is a kid's game. I do not look at this box and think, if I didn't know it was a reimplementation of Horse Fever, I would not have thought that this is a more serious game, and yet it is. But I think the artwork really drives home the idea that it's a cartoony game. It's not just a kid's game. And it's not just the cartooniness we've seen in a lot of games, but the combination of unicorns, feverish unicorns, with bows and hair and all these colorful things going on. All the combination really makes me think that it's not a game for adults, when I do recommend it as a totally fine game to pull out a game night as a starter or finisher. It's not going to be the meat of your game night, but it is a fun opener or closer to a game night. Past that, go ahead.
I do not recommend this to people that do not like betting games.
That is definitely true. So past that...
Because you bet on unicorns, which is why Abba lost all his money.
I would say you probably want to play it with, I would say 3 players is the minimum, but ideally I'd recommend it even with 4. The more, and possibly even more. I mean, I think it plays from 2 to 6 players, but I would say 3 should be the low end of what you play it with. 4, 5, or 6 will be fine. And the game moves quickly enough that it doesn't actually feel like a long time. The actual playthrough is very, very fast. You pick your actions, you go rapid fire, you grab a few bets. Potentially, we haven't played at 5 or 6, but I could see 5 or 6 being a little bit more competitive at locking in your bets, which can be a problem there.
It's also going to be very, very crazy with everything going on.
Yep, and so that's basically what I would say we don't like with the game. Okay, what are your final thoughts?
My thought is it's a really cute game. I love the theme. Also, the first player marker is a carrot.
Yes, it is a carrot.
But if you're wondering, what do we call our unicorns? They each have special names. The red one's Frankie Flakes. The orange one's Cinnamon Carmen. The yellow one's El Sparko Dorado. The green one's Melody Sweet. The blue one's Hilda Rainbow Breaker. And the purple one is Duke Rodolfo. Their names each are similar to what they are.
Past that, any final thoughts about the game?
Frankie Flakes. Well, it's a really incredible game.
Yeah.
It's simple enough that I could play it easily.
Okay.
But the red unicorn Frankie Flakes, it's a fake.
It's a fake?
It's wearing a hat unicorn, yes. And its wings are tied on. Also, its little pattern on its flank is paint.
And what would you rank this out of 10?
10.
A 10 out of 10. Okay, you like this game a lot. Okay, so for myself, I think that Unicorn Fever is an excellent, accessible. I don't know if we're doing halves. We can talk about it later.
Yeah.
But so basically, I think Unicorn Fever is a solid, accessible game that is easy to teach, easy to play, easy to dive into, has strategy, and yet also crazy fun moments where your strategy doesn't play out the way it should, which is my favorite part of the game by far. It is light, fun, and easy to pull out and whatnot. For myself, my biggest strike against it, like I said already, is that I think as an adult game, it is a little harder it's going to be harder to convince people to necessarily play it. I mean, potentially, I'm just projecting to a degree, but I think it's a harder sell as an adult game. For myself, I rank it a 7 out of 10. It's a solid game. I'm not going to lose any sleep if it left my collection, but it is staying in our collection for now. It is one that we can both pull out as well as a family, as well as pulling it out to play with friends. And that is basically...
We forgot something.
What did we forget?
We forgot to tell people how to play show bets.
Oh, it's okay. We don't need it. Show bets, I mean, basically, show bets is no different. You take this action over here. One of the actions over here, we covered 2 actions. One is going to be placing a win bet, and one's going to be placing win or show bets, and then playing magic cards. That's basically it. It's all good. All right. Until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co.
And I'm Ricky.
And have a good one.